Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the March 8th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Take a moment and look this over. I practically opened right up to the exact page. The question is, in what ways do I experience my higher power's care? And this passage is really beautiful. It starts with step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. And this person noticed the word care. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. And then this person poses the question, what would my life look like if it were in God's care? And then this person goes on to say this person recognizes that their higher power always loves them, forgives them instantly, never holds anything against them. They don't have to worry about the future or regret the past. And instead of focusing on problems, to focus on gratitude. I love that. Today's reminder: we can make the most of our life and enjoy it, leaving everything else with our higher power. And the quote is from Al-Anon, a day at a time. We can let go because our higher power cares about us. I don't know, I find this so comforting. That our higher power always loves us, forgives us instantly, never holds mistakes against us. We don't have to worry about the future. Focusing on gratitude. I think that the way that I experience my higher power's care, I think everything that was said in this passage is just perfect. I also think that like instant relief, I often talk about having thoughts that I don't want, and when I just pray to my higher power for them to go away, and I pray for my higher power, for the knowledge of my higher power's will for me, the thoughts just disappear. And that's a way that I experience my higher power's care. Also, like every minute of my life up until this point, like everything has always worked out okay. So like that's quite a testimony. So it just makes me and I'm sitting here, saying this, and I'm thinking, well, it's just ridiculous to be fearful of anything, because no matter what I've been through, like here I am, I'm fine. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I guess it's just like an inner peace, knowing that no matter what, everything will be okay. And just because it's in my head and I always like talk about what's in my head when I make these videos, because that's how it works for me. That's how it's so helpful in my program. Even if what I think would be like the worst case scenario and I die, um, I believe that I'm still in my higher power's care. And there's no downside to believing that. Because if it's not true, then I'm just dead. And there's nothing. But and I won't know there's nothing because I'll be dead. But if it's true, which I think it is, then it just makes life sweeter because I don't have to fear anything that might happen. So it's kind of, for me, and the way I think and the way I feel, like it's a win-win at this point in my life. And so I'm just going with it. I'll take a moment and look this over. This is great. This passage is about the slogans and how we just get so many amazing benefits from going to meetings. And it talks about how at one of the meetings, the person who was chairing the meeting put a bunch of slogans in a basket and passed the basket around. And uh, the day after the meeting, this person who went to that meeting was struggling, and then they remembered the basket full of slogans, and the slogan was "Easy does it," and that helped this person instantly. So the person who was in a kind of a challenging situation stopped trying to force a solution and waited until the approach could be more gentle to the problem. And in time, a solution appeared, which is interesting because this bookmark that I use for my Courage to Change book has the slogan, "Fear is lack of faith," and that's exactly how I got this at a meeting where someone did that. Put a bunch of slogans in a basket. It's so cool. Today's reminder. So there are so many Al-Anon tools, and going to meetings helps us learn the tools, and then we're more likely to use the tools outside of a meeting. It also says that sometimes it can seem overwhelming. We don't know which tool to use, in which case we ask our higher power for help. And the quote is from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. When we become more involved with our higher power, fear and uncertainty are replaced with faith and confidence. That's beautiful. Like I always say, trust and love rather than fear and doubt. I love that. Fantastic. I feel like this is like gold. These books are just full of gold, golden nuggets to live by. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again. I almost forgot my ending. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.